All right, welcome back to the channel. So, for non-international boxing channel. So, Vasyl Lomachenko got some words for Teofimo Lopez specifically, dude. He said he about to beat the brakes out of him. You gonna eat your words and my punches. Vasily ain't the best at smack talking, bug, but you get the point. Let's talk about Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez, an unexpectedly great fight coming up from ESPN and Top Rank, and I do believe in October timeframe. Let's talk about what Vasyl Lomachenko has to say about Teofimo Lopez in this video. All right, welcome back. So, Vasyl Lomachenko's a monster, okay? Came out several years ago out of the Olympics, two-time Olympic gold medalist. Tried to win a title at 126 pounds in his second his second box rec professional fight. Right now, this is a hardcore boxing channel. I know we talk, about like popular type of, sometimes even gossipy type of topics. We do all that type, but at the core, we a hardcore boxing channel, and we know that Vasyl Lomachenko had more than 2 fights before he fought. He did not fight for a world title in his second professional fight. He fought for a professional title in his 8th professional fight, because there were 6 fights that he had with the World Series of Boxing that are professional fights, according to Fight Facts. But Fight Facts, you got to pay an arm and a leg and get like a presidential pardon to get a copy of the records off of that thing. So most people go by BoxRec. That said, Vasyl Lomachenko is everything that reasonable boxing fans chalked him up to be. Exceptional, dude. At 126, exceptional at 130, even though I thought that there was a lot of gamesmanship going on at 130 with that Lomachenko stuff. That just doesn't sit. That did not sit with me as being very authentic, because nobody was quitting at 126. Nobody quitting at 130, and you got like 3 dudes in a row that are quitting, but who have taken like next to no punishment, right? They just can't find the guy. They're grossly outskilled, so they quit. Never made sense to me. However, at 135, Vasyl Lomachenko has showed a lot of heart. He's shown a lot of character. He's shown different wrinkles to his game. The dude is a top-notch fighter. Problem with Vasyl Lomachenko is he's old. He's old, and or he's older now, and he doesn't have the matrix anymore, in that people are not confused about what's going on. People would say when we saw Vasyl Lomachenko fight, that he would confuse people. People didn't know how to change angles. They never seen this stuff before. No. Boxing trainers picked up relatively quickly within maybe up into the 130 pounds. I think it started with the Miguel Mariaga fight, where Miguel Mariaga pretty much figured out how to fight Vasyl Lomachenko. Don't sit down on your punches very hard, and when he changes angles, you change angles, right? But the problem with and Rigondeaux did the same thing with him, right? Linares started doing it with him. Everybody did it, and that's why you started seeing fewer and fewer knockouts. Now, the guys at 130 really couldn't do it because they just weren't big enough. They weren't strong enough to really make him pay. And at 135 pounds, the guys are bigger, and you see like Jorge Linares made Lomachenko pay, because when he switched, like he tried to jump off to the right on Linares switched right with him, caught him in the switch, caught him square, dropped him, right? Because Linares had seen the same thing over and over again. So now you got this fight with Teofimo Lopez. And Teofimo Lopez is a different beast altogether from anybody else Vasyl Lomachenko has fought. Now, Vasyl Lomachenko, and as a result of that, Teofimo Lopez has been popping off at the lips at 450 miles an hour. And I didn't say 450. I said 450 miles an hour. Teofimo Lopez has been popping off, talking about he's been going to knock him out. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. So Lomachenko seems to be very, very amped for the fight. and says, hey, man, what I'm going to do, thank you for promoting this fight. You're doing all of this talking, and now you're going to eat your words and you're going to eat my fist, right? So not very good at smack talking, but telling, Vasyl Lomachenko, and you might not see this a lot of times. Vasyl Lomachenko can be a bit mean, and he can be a bit of a showboat, right? Like, if you remember what he was doing at 132, there was just a lot of disrespect for the opponents, doing all the matador stuff and the, all room and all that nonsense that he was doing. The dude's got heart and can be kind of nasty. So Teofimo doing that to him and doing a better job of that than him might get him under the skin just a little bit. But, at this point, I don't think that, I think that the risk for Vasyl Lomachenko is that he is in a Vladimir Klitschko type of situation, right? Vladimir Klitschko, this is what all of this stuff kind of reminds me of. You had Vladimir Klitschko and Tyson Fury when Tyson Fury fought Vladimir Klitschko for the WBA, WBO, and the IBF heavyweight championship. And in the press, there weren't a lot of people giving Tyson Fury a chance to win. Now, I picked Tyson. I thought Tyson Fury could win the fight because Tyson Fury is so tall that I didn't see how Vladimir Klitschko could grab him from the back of the neck, push him down, and weigh him down and do all that. Plus, he was coming off of a fight against what's his name, Bryant Jennings, where it went the distance. I was like, oh man, dude looks like he's slipping a little bit. So Tyson Fury, Tyson Fury, testing positive for performance-enhancing drugs before, so he might have been juicing. But regardless, the situation was where, the old the old champion is the old Eastern European champion, got this young dude who has been watching him his whole career, right? Knowing what he does, knowing what he doesn't do. And so when Tyson Fury was talking to Vladimir Klitschko, he say, look, man, what are you going to do? You're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do that to me. You're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do that to me. Because Tyson Fury had already seen it happen with Vladimir Klitschko multiple times, and he knew how to prepare for Vladimir Klitschko, right? This situation with Vasyl Lomachenko and Teofimo Lopez is the same thing. Teofimo Lopez knows Vasyl Lomachenko. He knows how Vasyl Lomachenko fights. His father has said that he has been watching Vasyl Lomachenko and planning and training for Vasyl Lomachenko for years. So now you have a guy in front of Vasyl Lomachenko that is significantly different than anybody he fought before, right? Different than that Gary Russell Jr., who was dehydrated during that fight, dropped Lomachenko. He dropped Lomachenko and he got a split decision, but Gary Russell Jr. if Gary Russell Jr. does not have the power to turn your light switch off like Teofimo Lopez does. And Teofimo Lopez has it in both hands. So unlike Orlando Salido, right? Like Orlando Salido was the first, I should have said Orlando Salido, who beat Vasyl Lomachenko. When Vasyl Lomachenko might have not quite had, he didn't have as much experience in the pro ranks. He did have 8 fights. He did have 7 fights though, not just one. He had 7 chances to prepare and fight in a professional manner. However, against Teofimo Lopez, dude, Teofimo Lopez is Orlando Salido times 100. Now he's not going to have the same output and all of that, but if Orlando Salido had the punching power of a Teofimo Lopez, you don't know what would have happened, man, because that's the great equalizer. I mean, that really and truly is the great equalizer in boxing, man. So, man, I don't know. I don't know, Vasily. Like in my gut of guts, I think Teofimo Lopez is going to win this fight. That's in my gut, like, because of Top Rank, right? And Lomachenko's age. In my gut, I think Teofimo Lopez is going to win this fight. And I think that if Vasyl Lomachenko, if Vasyl Lomachenko treats Teofimo Lopez like he's just some other guy, then Vasyl Lomachenko is going to get knocked out. Vasyl Lomachenko, I think, is going to have to be the absolute best Vasyl Lomachenko that he can be to get out of this fight with Teofimo Lopez. He's young, he's big, he knows you, right? He's watched you fight. He's trained for you, right? This is a Tarver, Roy Jones Jr., or Tyson Fury, Vladimir Klitschko type of situation, man. And one thing we know for sure is Vasyl Lomachenko is not undefeated, but Time is most certainly undefeated, and a young, hungry champion with a game plan for you and the physical ability to dominate you, if given the opportunity, is just a really bad match. So, but it's great for boxing. Great for boxing. Can't wait to see it. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.